Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So let's take a look at what Bitcoin is doing. It's back below 30k. It seems to be that the heat in the market has cooled down a little bit. Still a lot of volatility in the market, but it seems to be cooling down just a little bit, and that is needed because there was a lot of panic in the market. There was a lot of heat in the market. You know, not in terms of price increases, but sort of first crash and then quick recovery. And I think it's sort of moving around now a little bit. The volatility is still there to find its proper space, the price for Bitcoin and the altcoins. Before I start with the Bitcoin price and technical analysis, let's take a quick look at the Fear and Greed Index that we can find on lookintobitcoin.com. This has dropped to 9, and that update was, I think, made today, but I think it's normally lagging a little bit. But an index of 9, I can't actually see it on the chart here. 9 is already quite interesting. Yeah, I am not aware that it ever dropped below 8. So here in March 2020, COVID, we also had a value of 8.9. So this is getting interesting now because we have come really, really low. Yes, there is still scope for further downside, but a Fear and Greed Index of 9 is historically usually only happening really at the lows or very close to the lows. So that is something very interesting, even here and that is something interesting to look at. Yeah, just see that here. After the bull market 2017, you also had the value of 8 in one dip. But then you can see where it eventually ended, end of 2018. So not saying this is going to happen like that, but it is a possibility, that you are going to see here a little bit of bleeding out over the next few months. As many people say, many people believe there will be a month-long bear market. Now, I personally don't see it. I personally expect that we recover fairly quickly, but of course, I don't know. At the moment, nobody knows. I've been very, very confident that we're going to reach this price area for the last 6 months. We've reached it. Now that we have reached it, from my point of view, the price can go up at any time. From a technical point of view, we have reached basically the limits. I can't tell you anymore with confidence the price has to go lower. At the moment, it's looking like to me that we see one more dip. Because the price hasn't really started an impulsive move up yet. For me, it's looking like it. And if something like this happens, where we are going to bleed out over various months, as we did end of 18, and then have that one last capitulation or despair, that is something that is possible, but I can't tell you that with certainty. And this is something that only time will tell, and that is where we are. We can speculate, we can talk about it. Fundamentals won't help you with that. Technicals only in limited ways. What the technical side can help you with is understand if we have broken certain key resistance levels, and if these get broken, there is a certain probability that we move higher. But for now, take a look at that. February 2018, also a score of 8, but even then we dropped even lower and dipped then here and had a score of 9 once more. So could be that we're already here. Could be that we're already only here and that we have a few more months of this phase. But this is just something that we have to wait for. We have to wait. If something like this happens, I think in this period, a lot of altcoins will die. People will lose interest. That is just how it is, unfortunately. Personally, I think there will be a quick recovery. I base that on my view of the stock market as well. Normally, I don't like correlations, but I think we are going to see soon a recovery of the stock market, and that could help Bitcoin as well. So, but in the end, I have to say, be very honest with you, I don't know. So all I can do is here inform you on a daily basis about the Bitcoin chart if things change in the chart. This is very interesting. 9 is a historically super low level, and if we look at some of the other indicators here, as well as 200-week moving average heat map. Here we haven't reached the low yet. Usually in every bear market so far, we have touched the 200-week moving average. It's not only that we didn't break it, I think we broke it here and there very, very briefly, but we normally didn't break it, but we, in every bear market, we actually came down to it and touched it. So this is something interesting, something we need to be aware of, that we haven't reached it yet. It is just below 22k, sorry. It's just below 22k, so we could without a problem get down to that 200-week moving average. You can actually see it here in yellow. It is in my yellow target area, and without a problem, I think we could reach it. Yeah, we could reach it. So this is where we currently are, with Bitcoin obviously coming down here in this wave 2, in this C wave of the wave 2, which is playing out. And we are now here really in the last, hopefully the last few moves before we start to move up again. But I can't tell you that with certainty. I think it's too easy now. I think too many people expect, a lot of people think it won't take long. It could take long. Personally, I don't think it will take long. It is just my view, yeah. And I can't tell you that with certainty that we're going to go up fast from here. I base my view that the correction will be over quickly on how I see the stock market, but also in terms of that I see this here as a wave 2, after which we should get a wave 3, which should then be very bullish. Yeah, and obviously there is increased adoption in the market, and this could also drive the price up fairly quickly instead of letting it die down. But I have to be very honest with you, nobody really knows. So why do I think there will be another dip? First of all, because sort of the medium term wave count here hasn't been completed. The short term here in yellow has been completed. The low could now technically be in at any point. We've dipped into the target area here. We've come out of it, and since then the price has not come into it again. Here on my chart, which is Bitstamp, the price has dropped all the way down to 25.5. I know that on some other exchanges it even dropped below 24k. So this doesn't make a great difference in terms of the outcome. It's just something to be aware of, that in these turbulent times we can have different prices across different exchanges, slightly different prices, but also often only for a short period of time. So it has since then recovered, came into this target area for the wave 4, and we could now be ready to move down into a wave 5. Someone in the comments asked me yesterday, oh, I sold because you said it's going to go down, now you say it's going to go up. No, I didn't say it's going to go up. But first of all, selling at these prices, in my opinion, this is for me accumulation phase. That is why the target area is here. With a medium to long term view, this is the area where, in my opinion, I find it a really good place to buy. Current environment, looking at where we've been historically, looking at where we are going to go to, I think this is an interesting opportunity to buy. That is no financial advice. That's how I see the market. I wouldn't sell at the moment. Bitcoin definitely not. And because nobody knows what's going to happen. Yeah, we've reached my target area that we've talked about for 6 months. All now, as I said before, every low could be the last one, but primarily I think we are going to come down once more. And even here we've now made only a lower high, adding to my view that we could really have seen the low here. But short-term upside still possible, because this whole thing could just be, and this is speculation now, we are, as I said, need to wait now. This could just be an ABC of that wave 4, which might then be here. So technically in this wave 4, we could move all the way up to 34.2k. And I can't tell you if that's over already, or if we are going to go here once more higher to complete the wave 4. Only if we really move above this last level, 34.2k, then we can talk about a potentially different wave count that the low might already be in. For now, I only see here 3 waves really. The way this is currently playing out on this 4-hour chart, which would be a wave A, B, possibly the C coming now, which would mean short-term price increase before we then come down once more. But it's a high volatile environment at the moment, high risk environment as well. And personally, I would use this area to accumulate Bitcoin instead of trying to sell now and buy even lower, because nobody knows if the low was already in or not. And I say that because we already reached that target area between 20 and 29k. For now, as long as we make here not a higher high, the downtrend is technically in place. The downtrend is immediate downtrend is technically in place until we break above 32.7k. When we break that, it increases the chances that we move up from here. But This is only technically. So for example, you could get here, this is obviously the previous swing high. Rules of TA say you need to break a previous high in order to end the downtrend. Now again, this could just be a fake out to touch that area here, and then we could drop once more down. What we want to see is, for example, a 4-hour candle close above this level, above 32.7 here. 4-hour candle close, a retest ideally, and then it could go up from here, irrespective of the Fibonacci targets and the wave count. Just saying what the rules of TA say, but this is only a minor swing high. I wouldn't put too much weight onto it. A more significant one is that wave 2 up here at 39.9, but then of course we've already increased quite a lot. You need to bear in mind that you need to make the decision for yourself. Do you want to have more risk, which is and catch the low as good as possible, which will be in this area, or do you want to wait for confirmation until the downtrend is broken, and then we might already be back in the 40k area? This is what everybody has to decide for themselves. Therefore, I also can't answer the questions that I often get. Should I buy now? Should I sell now? I can't answer that question, even not for channel members. This is just nothing I can do, because everybody needs to decide that for themselves, and I'm not allowed to give financial advice anyway. But what would be the target for the next larger wave up? Should be the next wave up be a wave 3, then we should at least get to the 1.618 Fibonacci extension. That is at least 125k, but because we have so many extended waves here historically as well, where we had a wave 1, 2 and so on, we could even go higher. We could go, for example, to the 200% Fib extension, 150k, maybe even 187, the 2.618. And then, there you can see it doesn't really matter too much if we buy a 30 or 40. But everybody needs to know, do I trade sort of safety and security for profit or not? And this is something I can't help you with. I can help you with understanding the chart. We've reached the target area, which is just amazing. We haven't come into it again. We will get into it below 29k again. For now, we haven't done it yet. We've only been in there once, had a strong reaction, and only the next days will tell. Only the next days will tell. I had a lot of my buy orders trigger. I think there are 2 more for Bitcoin that need to trigger, but so far I'm really happy with how it's going. I think a lot of my, pretty much all altcoin buy orders triggered as well. The buy orders that I set for channel members and show what my personal buy orders are. So most of these have triggered, and therefore I'm now ready for a turnaround at any time. But again, it would need to be a look into the crystal ball to say if we are going to go up from now, or if we have a few more weeks down here, or maybe if it's a few more months. This is where TA and nothing really can help us. We can only observe the market on a daily basis and then come to informed decisions when something changes. At the moment, it's still in a state of possible turnaround, but it's not confirmed yet. And therefore, you always get these phases where in that whole downtrend, I told you all the time, we're going to go down, we're going to go end in this target area. And now it's a bit of a blurry picture. These phases are there where the market hasn't decided now yet. And we now need to wait for the signal. When we get a clear signal that it's going to go up, I will then give you a more detailed chart about the next moves to the upside. Until then, we have to be a bit patient. Okay, so hopefully you liked that update about Bitcoin. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership and maybe even the trading course I'm currently uploading on the website. This weekend chapter 4 will be finished. I will upload a lot of videos in the next couple of days to the website for everybody who bought the course. And next week, chapter 5 will be uploaded. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.